don't know how you do this bit. I don't know how you do this bit. I don't know how you do this bit.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video and another mock driving test. And before I introduce the learner, anybody who's still got to go for their driving test needs to watch this.
Hooray! So this course really filled my knowledge gaps and I became more confident.
After watching some of the videos on the course, I felt really comfortable with the extra knowledge.
Before I passed my driving test, I was really nervous. It really helped me have more confidence, and I would take what I learned during the course into my lessons and really aid that.
Ultimate driving course honestly was a breath of fresh air. It had all the videos that covered all the topics and they got straight to the point.
So before my driving test, I was very nervous. After doing the course, I felt a lot more confident on the road. I felt like I'd learnt like a few tricks that I didn't necessarily pick up from my instructor, so I had a couple of other things in the bag, which is good.
The videos obviously help you because you're going into that lesson knowing exactly what you're going to do, and just having that knowledge just makes that lesson faster and you feel a lot better.
38 easy to understand, precise videos covering every single topic required to pass the driving test. These are not just theory based, they are practical videos demonstrating everything from moving off and stopping a vehicle to all of the maneuvers and every other module required. So if you're lacking knowledge, or maybe your instructor has forgotten to cover something, or you're just not grasping a certain topic, then this course has it covered. You can watch the videos before your driving lessons, which means you'll get into the car knowing exactly what to do. This will definitely save you time on your lessons. Okay, for those of you who are watching for the first time, the learners that turn up here are not my students, so they're just here for me to assess their driving to see if they're ready for their driving test. So we're meeting for the first time. This is Nafi.
Yeah, hello Nafi, yeah.
So Nafi, could you tell us a little bit about your driving, please? So how many lessons you had? And
I've actually done manual and automatic.
Okay, both.
I've done 20 hours on manual and 10 hours on automatic. The reason why is because after I did the manual, I was doing automatic at the same time with the manual, and to be honest, I just based it all on the steering, the observations on the automatic and on the other one, because I wanted to take my test in manual. So
okay, so were you originally doing automatic, then you decided to switch to manual?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you want to do your test in the manual? Yeah,
my test is booked as in the manual. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So for those of you that don't know, if you do your driving test in the manual, after passing your driving test you can drive both automatic and manual, and if you do your test in an automatic, you can only drive automatic vehicles after passing. Yeah. Okay, so you've had about 30 odd lessons, you saying?
Roughly, yeah.
Cool. Is there anything in your driving that you don't feel too confident about?
Making decisions quickly. So like when you tell me to go right on a roundabout, I'm a bit slow, so to get into the right lane is gonna be a bit. I think roundabouts is gonna be my main issue.
Okay, cool. So yeah, obviously guys, Nafi hasn't driven this vehicle before. He's not from this area either. Yeah, so he's not familiar with the area, so it's going to be extra challenging. And Nafi, you've seen the videos on YouTube.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
And guys, the way it works, any driving faults, any serious driving faults that Nafi does, they'll be displayed in red text, and any normal driving faults are in amber text. And do you know how many faults you're allowed on the driving test, Nafi?
15 minors and 0 serious.
That's it. Good.
Yeah. And
obviously, if there's any good points, hopefully there's going to be lots of good points. They'll be displayed in green.
Okay.
Yeah. So any questions before we start?
No, I'm good. I'm alright.
Good. Have you been through the show me tell me questions?
Yeah, some.
Okay, so could you tell me how you check your head restraint is adjusted correctly?
Okay, so your ear should be, the top of your ear should be roughly in the middle of the head restraint now.
Brilliant, good.
Yeah.
That's fine. So that's it. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
If you could move off, please. And I'm going to start off by following the sat nav. Yeah.
Okay. How do I just hold the clutch down once I start, do I?
Yeah. To start the car, clutch pedal fully down and turn the key.
Okay.
When preparing to move off, Nafi brings the clutch pedal up a bit too high, so the car moves forward. He then sorts it out. He hasn't driven the car before, so he's just getting used to the clutch and biting point for this car.
Yeah, turn left here.
After this turning, there is a van parked on our side of the road. Nafi carries out good observations before moving out to overtake the van.
At the end of the road, turn right.
At this turn, the view is restricted and we have to give way to the vehicles on the main road. So Nafi should select first gear around a car length before the end of the road so he's prepared to go if it's clear. But Nafi stops and then selects first gear. And this is a common fault in his driving, as you'll see this happen many times throughout this test. He then rushes off the clutch pedal and stalls. And when stopping, Nafi positions too far back from the marking.
Stall down right.
Yep.
He carries out good observations before emerging out.
Sharp brakes on this one.
When parking up, Nafi does everything well and in the correct order.
If you could park up anywhere safe on the left, please. Thank you. And move off when you're ready.
Okay.
When moving off, there is a vehicle behind waiting for the oncoming traffic to pass. Nafi isn't too sure and asks for some help, but I tell him that I can't really help as we're doing a mock test.
Okay. Is he waiting for me, is he? Or?
I would love to help you, but
Okay.
I can't because it's a
Test, yeah.
mock test here.
When moving off, releasing the handbrake should be the final thing you do just before moving off. But Nafi releases the handbrake first and keeps his foot on the foot brake. This wouldn't be marked as a fault on the driving test, but when preparing to move off, your right foot should be ready on the gas pedal.
Turn right.
When moving off at these lights, Nafi brings the clutch pedal up quickly and almost stalls.
After 300 yards, turn right.
When turning right, you should position as close as you can to the centre white line. Nafi positions slightly over the white line.
Turn right.
He also stalls when attempting to move off. He does roll back slightly but brakes just in time not to affect the vehicles behind. Nafi says that his foot is getting stuck somewhere, but we're not too sure exactly where.
My foot keeps getting stuck on the... I don't know what it is. There we go. Okay.
Turn left.
this is a steep uphill junction, it's important to select first gear on approach and use clutch control. Nafi doesn't approach it well, and then he struggles to move off. He's not too sure what to do, so he asks me to help him. Before we see what Nafi does, I'm going to show you a clip from the previous mock test in which the learner does it really well. Notice the difference in the approach. I think this will benefit anyone who is struggling on hills.
I've never done it with the handbrake before, so. I don't know how you do this bit.
Okay, you want to help you out, yeah?
Yeah, please.
Okay. You take your foot off the clutch. Take it off. Put it on the accelerator, please. Press the accelerator gently. That's it. A bit more. That's it. And carry on.
Thank you.
It's all yours now, yeah? You okay?
Yeah.
More gas, please.
Thank you.
When overtaking parked vehicles, you should leave around 1 meter of space, enough for the car doors to open. You should also check the mirrors before and after overtaking. Nafi does all of this well. Again, at the end of this road, Nafi selects first gear too late and positions too far back from the giveaway markings.
Right, then take the second right.
The sat-nav directs us to turn right, but Nafi misses the turning. Missing your turning and going the wrong way wouldn't be marked as a fault on the driving test.
After 100 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Don't worry, okay. If you could turn right, please.
Yeah.
During this right turn, Nafi positions well. After this turning, we'll be on a dual carriageway. When you have a choice of two lanes, it's best to select the left lane, as the right-hand lane is for overtaking or turning right. Nafi selects the correct lane.
And these traffic lights, if you could turn left, the turning's just before the lights. Yeah.
When turning left here, vehicles entering from our right have priority. So it's important to look to the right to check if it's safe to go. Nafi does good observation.
up. There are two roundabouts pretty close together here.
Okay.
Both of the roundabouts, I'd like you to turn right, third exit, please. So right third exit this one, and then the following roundabout, right third exit again, yeah?
On the approach to this roundabout, Nafi signals too early. There is a junction to our right, so he should have waited until we had passed that. Nafi does realise this as soon as he signals.
Too early now.
He enters this roundabout well. After entering a roundabout, it's good to count the exits as you reach them, as this will help you understand where your exit is. At both of these roundabouts, Nafi isn't too sure of his exits, so he asks. It's fine to ask stuff like this during your actual driving test, so if you're not too sure about where you're going, don't be afraid to ask the examiner.
This one here, is it?
Yep.
When exiting the roundabout, Nafi exits onto the right hand lane. This is good because we are turning right again at the next roundabout. Whilst waiting, Nafi brings the clutch pedal up and stalls. When exiting this roundabout, Nafi exits onto the right hand lane. If it's safe to do so, you should exit onto the left lane, so you're in the normal driving lane. But what Nafi does is okay too, because he checks his mirror as well, and after exiting onto the right hand lane, he moves over to the left lane.
Roundabout, if you could turn right, second exit, please.
When we approach this roundabout, it is safe to go. Nafi slows down a bit too much and hesitates. He could have entered sooner.
Roundabout, continue straight ahead, second exit, please.
Nafi enters this roundabout well, but forgets to signal when exiting the roundabout.
If you could turn left into this car park.
Now I'll be asking Nafi to carry out the reverse bay parking maneuver in this car park. When stopping, Nafi puts the clutch down too late and stalls.
And I want you to just stop at the end there, then do the reverse bay park, please, into one of these bays on the left.
Okay, reverse bay park, yeah?
Yes, please.
This maneuver Nafi does really well. He carries out good observations and parks in a good position in between the bay line. He could have maybe done a few more observations out of the back window, but that's just me being extra strict.
It's great. If you could just drive out of here, please. Drive towards the left and just out of the car park. And at this roundabout, turn right, second exit.
This roundabout Nafi does well. He carries out good observations and moves over to the left-hand lane in good time. On this dual carriageway, the speed limit is 50 miles per hour. It's clear ahead, so Nafi should aim to reach the speed limit. He builds up speed too slow.
Roundabout, continue straight ahead, second exit please.
Again, at this roundabout, Nafi approaches and enters well, but forgets to signal when exiting the roundabout. This right turning is on a bend, so it's important to get a good position so you have a clear view of the vehicles approaching from ahead. Nafi positions well and deals with the turning correctly. And again, Nafi brings the clutch up too quick and stalls. Now Nafi makes another serious driving fault. At this crossroad, Nafi approaches and positions well, but instead of first gear, he selects second. This leads to the car stalling and he doesn't realise that he's in the wrong gear. I had to intervene and help him out, or he would have held up the traffic.
Okay, select gear 1, Nafi.
Oh, I was in gear 4.
Carry. I was in second. Keep going.
Now I'm going to ask Nafi a show me question. He does this correctly.
And if you could show me how to open your window, please.
Window, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Yes, park up on the left, please.
It's the end of the test. Let's find out what Nafi thought about his driving.
Clutch.
Would say switch off the car, but it's already off.
Yeah. Then it's all me.
Okay, so that's the end of the test.
Yeah.
How do you think you did?
I definitely failed.
On what?
I say stalling the car mostly.
Yeah.
Was it stalling the car, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had a lot of stalls that weren't serious. Yeah, because you just reacted while you restarted the car and got on with it and kept control.
No, I feel like your clutch is like more, I don't know, stiff in a way compared to I was driving a Corsa.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, as the lesson went on, it did get slightly better, yeah. But you weren't used to the clutch at all in this car, yeah. Okay, you're just rushing off it quite a lot. Okay. But a few of the stalls happen because, you know when you stop, yeah?
Yeah.
Where should the clutch be?
When I stop all the way down.
Yeah. You weren't putting it all the way down, or it was too late, or you're just trying to just tap it down really gently. Yeah? Just whack it down when you're stopping. Okay? So, yeah, the two stalls that cost you a driving test, well, this mock driving test, was the first one on the hill, when I to help you out,
when
remember?
you had to help me out.
Yeah.
It's because I see on your videos everyone uses a handbrake, but
You don't have to use a handbrake. It's there to obviously help you prepare.
yeah.
Okay. But I'll tell you the main cause of all this. I'll go through that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other stall was just at the end now. You know, when we were turning right at the lights.
Yeah.
You're in second gear. Obviously,
I thought I was. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I was in fourth, to be honest.
your positioning was good.
Yeah.
You obviously you stopped for the oncoming vehicles. So which gear should you get?
1.
Yeah. And then you tried to move off in 2. You stalled. And then you were going to move off again, had to come in because the lights on the right and left had changed to green, and even the vehicle behind us overtook. Yeah, they had to. Okay.
Yeah, the van. Yeah.
So those were the 2 serious faults. Apart from that, there were some other faults, but there was nothing serious. Yeah. Okay. You thought at the start you said it would probably be your roundabouts. Roundabouts weren't too bad, but I'll talk about your roundabouts as well. Just 2 areas of improvement. Obviously the hills.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is happening that much when you're on your lessons.
Since lockdown, I haven't drove for a long time.
So any lessons you do have now, steep hills, and the other thing, one of the main reasons, what's leading to this is, when you get to the end of a road, a T-junction, where you have to give way. Yeah. Just before you get there, which gear should you get? Do you know?
At the T-junction? 1, no?
Yeah, you should get 1, but what you're doing is you're getting to the T-junction, you're stopping, and then getting gear 1.
Yeah, no. You're telling me to get into gear 1 before it?
Just before, about a car length before.
Okay.
The reason for that is then you're prepared to go, because you're approaching and just fully stopping at each one, and you don't always. You do need to give way, but you won't always need to fully stop.
Yeah.
Okay. You will need to slow down a lot and make sure it's safe. Yeah. And a lot of the T-junction you will have to stop, but that gear. Get it a bit sooner. Same on the, when you approach a T-junction, that's especially uphill. Get gear 1 early and practice clutch control. Have you ever practiced clutch control with you?
I have, but like I said before, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but
you can't really use that clutch control on a hill if you haven't selected first gear. First gear is the only gear you can practice that clutch control in. But like even when you got to that hill, where we messed up, we just stopped and then got gear 1. Get gear 1, bring that clutch up. It was safe to go. We could have just gone, but you stopped and made it a lot harder for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's one of the key things. On T-junctions, with your instructor, work on your approach.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you get into the end, the timing of the gear, when to get your gear. Okay. Watch some of the driving lesson. The recent driving lesson videos I'm doing with Brandon. Yeah. He's doing the same thing.
His approach.
Yeah. His thing was he's trying to do it in gear 2. I do explain in a bit more detail why gear 1 and the timing. The timing is important.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting it just before means you're ready to go, so you can do your observations and you can set off. Yeah. Okay. The roundabouts. When you're approaching, it was pretty good. At one of them, you hesitated a little bit. It was clear, and you slowed down too much.
Okay.
But when you're on the roundabout, on these right turns. Yeah. Both of you like, is it that exit? Is it that exit? Yeah. Okay. Which is fine to ask. You can even do that on your test.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The examiners only help you out with that if you ask like that. Yeah. But I did say third exit, so make sure you count the exits.
Yeah.
Number 1, number 2. As soon as you get to the second exit, what are you supposed to do? So if you're taking the third exit,
yeah.
As soon as you get to the second exit, what should you do?
Signal.
Yeah, and start to move over. You're leaving it too late. You're passing the second exit. You're getting to the third, and you're like, is that it? Yeah, and then what happened on both the roundabouts? You came off in the right-hand lane. Yeah, which is okay as well.
Yeah.
Okay, because you left it too late, but then you did move back over to the left, which is fine. But what's going to happen is you're going to get people always trying to overtake you on the left, because it just the position of your car tells everyone that you're exiting off in the right. Yeah. Okay, so try and count these exits. Okay, that was the 2 main things really. I think you need to. But the rest of it, your mirrors, pretty good. Passing parked vehicles, leaving good space, overtaking, good mirrors. Yeah. Dual carriageways. On one of the dual carriageways, after we did the manoeuvre, your speed was a little bit slow. It's 50 miles an hour speed limit. And in the end, at the start, we were quite slow.
Because the area I'm practicing, we rarely have 50 miles an hour roads.
Okay, cool.
It's usually just 30 and that's it.
Yeah, but
I've never actually been into gear 4, if I'm honest.
You haven't?
Nah.
Okay. So, apart from that, the other dual carriages, you built up your speed pretty well. Yeah, that one time it was a bit slow. And obviously the stalling, we had loads of stalls.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you got your test booked at the moment?
I have in July. It was meant to be last year November, but because of the corona.
July. You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Obviously, even if you get a cancellation, you can do it sooner. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, definitely go through roundabouts and steep hills.
And my approach now.
Yeah. On T-junctions. Yeah. Because T-junctions, the way we approach the end.
Yeah.
And the way we merge out, the way we approach from the main road to the side road, yeah, that's like the first, like the thing that you learn in the first few lessons, your basics. And if you're not 100% on that, that's going to lead on to everything else as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So just make sure you sort that out, yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Any questions?
No, that's about it.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Nafi, for coming down to do the mock test.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure. You know, I think I've watched you since last year, July.
Okay, thank you for watching.
No, and yeah, then I texted you on Instagram. Yeah, I messaged you.
Yeah,
quite
guys.
Actually, you replied back. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. Obviously now, it's just when I need people for a mock test. Yeah, I'll just randomly reply to the messages because I'll get so many messages. Sorry guys if I haven't replied to yours, but yeah. Anyway, does want a mock test? Just send a message on Instagram and yeah, hopefully I'll get back to you. Yeah. And yeah, like I said earlier, Nafi, thanks a lot for doing the mock test. And guys, like always, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.